So if you want to know how to have a good time without drinking loads of alcohol, then stay tuned. I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I wanted to talk about just the perception of having a good time with alcohol or without alcohol. I talk a lot about manipulation and how we've been manipulated all our lives by not only just the alcohol companies, but by our peers, by our parents, by their friends, by just everyone around us, if we're living in an alcohol community. So it's easy to see why we grow up in a world where we believe that the only way to have fun is to drink alcohol. It was one of those things for me that I always saw cigarettes as being a bad thing, from watching my father spewing up his guts, coughing in the morning when he got up, and knowing that it was because of the cigarettes, and him saying, I have to get off these bloody things, and you sort of know that smoking in general is not good for you. But alcohol is a much more insipid thing. It's something that sneaks up in you over the years, and unless you know somebody who's in the last days, or is really suffering from alcoholism and from the direct damage that alcohol has caused to their bodies, then it's very difficult to sort of to get an eye on this thing, from that perspective. So one of the problems that I find that people write me in about is that they're trying to sort of live the same lifestyle that they used to live when they were drinkers, and it's not impossible to do that, but it's very difficult. If you try and hang around the same people as you were hanging around with when you were drinking, if you go to the same places that you used to go to when you were drinking, then you're not changing much, and the temptations are still there. So, quitting alcohol is not just about the alcohol. It's not very much about the alcohol. In fact, it's more to do with the alcoholic lifestyle. It's the things that you were doing while you were drinking. It's the people that you were meeting while you were drinking, the places that you were going while you were drinking. And it's these things that you have to either eliminate from your life, or you've got to sort of change in a way which is more sustainable for you, which is not offering you that level of temptation. And that can be very difficult, I know myself that I go to the bar once a week or twice a week, and it's only ever to watch a football match, and that's the only time I go to the bar now. Apart from if we're meeting up with people, having a meal, then we might meet up in a bar, but I don't hang around there as much as I used to, so one of the toughest parts of this is because you have got to make so many lifestyle changes. You have to change these aspects of your life. You can't really carry on doing the same things that you've always been doing. So you have to tell people that are closest to you that you're quitting drinking, and that all this kind of stuff has to be sort of change doesn't just involve you changing. It involves a lot of other people making adjustments in their lives because of your changes. It involves a lot of changes in the places that you're going and the people that you're seeing, that kind of thing, So when I think about my past drinking, when I think about all those years that I used to drink, for the most part I drank because it was the comfortable thing to do. It was the thing that I always did. When it comes to fun, there wasn't that much fun about it. think about this. It's like in your own drinking, when you go to a bar, when I used to drink more out of boredom than anything else, especially if I'm sat in the same bar with the same people, we're talking about the same shite every night, or whatever you're drinking at home. You're drinking at home because you're watching the same old crap on the TV, and you're doing the same thing night after night after night. It's no wonder people are bored to tears, So, in all fairness, the boredom used to disappear fairly fast, because, the more you drink, the more drunk you get, and the less bored that you feel, And when truth be told, I wasn't really drinking because I was bored. My life was boring, because of the drink. So, it was one of those vicious circles again. You get so caught up in alcohol and alcohol drinking that your life just becomes one incessant, long period of boredom. I cannot say that now, that I've quit drinking. I have more time on my hands, fair enough, but I have, how would you say, like, my brain is much better able to deal with that time, to think up things to do within that time, because I've sort of cut off that avenue. I can't drink anymore. I won't drink anymore. So I can't, if I get bored, I can't do that. So I have to think of something more constructive to do. And generally, I do think of something more constructive. There's a million things that you can do rather than drinking. So, for me, drinking alcohol was fun while you're doing it, but then you pay the cost later on. So, from your own perspective, think about all the things that you cannot do because you're sat in the pub drinking, or you're sat at home drinking. All those things in life that are just disappearing because you're making your choice to drink alcohol. Think about your life in general. Not only is your life whizzing by you at a very quick pace because of the time that you spend in drinking and overcoming alcohol, but because of the time that you spend drunk. Think about that. These are huge chunks of time. When I was drinking, there is huge spaces of time which I don't recall at all. That's all stuff that you're never going to get back. I know time in general, you're never going to get back, but at least that's one of the great things about being a human, is that we have the memories. We can recall past times, and we can sort of go, well, yeah, that happened, this happened, that was good, that wasn't so bad. You laugh about things, but a lot of times that you were drunk, it's like, what's to remember in the first place, and how are you going to remember when your brain was just shot through drinking at the time? So, some of the things to think about from your own perspective is, take a new perspective, take a look at yourself while you're drinking booze, and ask yourself realistically and honestly whether you're actually having a good time or not. Look at the places where you go, people that you meet, look at the things that you're doing while you're drinking, and think about the alternatives. It might be difficult in the beginning to put your thumb onto alternative means of having fun. That's always difficult in the beginning, but if you give it a little thought, look into your own life and look around you at other people and start looking at what other people are doing outside of drinking, you'll soon start to see things that you like. Again, this is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a bit of work on your part. This is all about lifestyle change. So yeah, have a look at that. Have a look at your own life, and only you can sort of decide what's a fun thing to do in your life, and only you can sort of dig down into your present life, into your alcohol drinking life, and really see the truth behind it. You know, only you can really see, you know, how drink is affecting you now and how much fun you're actually having on drink. So anyway, enough of the rambling now. If you've got any stories at all, then put them down below. If you've got any suggestions about how to have fun without alcohol, then I'm sure everyone will be delighted to hear them. So until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. Onwards and upwards.